Hello and welcome. No, it was not clickbait. It's for real. It's 180% bonus R day. I'm in the Koenigsegg Jesko at Monza road course, and I'm hiring the manager and the agent to boost my earnings. Now, this is in the exclusive series, so yes, you would have to be fully upgraded, which is rather expensive, but we'll get onto that later. This car can currently be earned in the All or Nothing event. Check the link up to the top right if you want to learn more about that. That's the playlist. You can earn it for not very much, actually. Not a lot of gold, but it takes a lot of skill to do it that way. And so to do this, as you can see, there's definitely cuts that need to be taken. As far as Monza goes, some Monza endless endurance races are very difficult. This one is not. It is shockingly easy. You can make a whole bunch of mistakes and still keep this one going. And that's because this car is just so stinking fast. The faster the car, the easier Monza road course is. And if you don't know what endless endurance racing is, we'll get to that in a bit. Very rarely is this beneficial, and I'm going to do this both ways. Later on, I'll do less cutting and more on-track driving. There's a trade-off, but oftentimes it neutralizes. So you'll notice whenever I go off track, my distance marker turns red. That means you're earning nothing. That's the penalty. So I'm accepting the penalty. It's not that I'm not getting penalized for this. I'm definitely getting a penalty, but watch this. Watch how much time I save by taking this ridiculous cut. Zoom! Big crazy cut. So what I lost in earnings, I made up for in the amount of distance I covered while on track. My momentum is what I sustained. Whoa! Okay, you see that? I threw my car violently sideways into that wall. I could tell I was not going to be able to slow down enough. I had the horrible race line. I threw my right rear into the wall rather than having my front hit the wall. That's going to stop me from getting damaged, believe it or not. Like, there's damage and then there's performance-related damage. So if you get a big front-end smash, which we will see later, you will suffer a loss of top speed, acceleration, grip, and brakes. Oh boy, here's a road over here I'm going to take. I had to get really squirrely to avoid damage. I do avoid damage, but it's pretty hard to avoid damage in a car this stinking fast. So you get on those brakes really early for Parabolica, or you're going to end up in the gravel or the wall. Now we're skipping ahead already. So check this out. We're doing another really high-speed cut. This one's really, wow, that one almost got me in some big trouble. But here we're catching the perpetual point, which means I'm reaching the 42nd car in the endurance race. So that's when you start seeing them bunch up like this, and then look, a whole bunch of them. So that's what happens after you reach the 42nd car, and that's why you have to take cuts to get there quick, because as you know, in a normal endurance race, the cars run out. This is what happens after the cars run out, but if you don't get there quick enough, you'll never get there. So that's the secret. You got to get there as quick as possible. Once you get there, every single car is faster than a fully upgraded car, but not by a lot. I'm guessing 5%. And look at this. I'm taking some braking. I overtook one bot there. Because of my drive out of the corner, I'm getting a second. So you could see, you could skip the cutting of the chicane and still pass cars and still keep this going. And that's not necessarily a bad idea. We're gonna do a lot of skipping ahead here because I've got a lot of distance to cover. So here we are, just a couple of laps ahead of that. Still, I managed to make it through there. And let's see here, heading to the second chicane. And you got to do this careful. This cut's difficult if you don't get on the brakes soon enough. So here I'm going to keep it on track. Look at that. Distance marker never turned red. I'm still getting an overtake at this corner. I've got the race line. He'll give it to me. And I'm going to be careful at this braking point. I don't go off track too much. There are 2 tires off track, I mean. Nicely in the draft. So although he's faster than me, I got to the gas quicker. Notice he is pulling away. Now I got to get on the brakes very early if I want to try to take this chicane properly, which I do. Check this out. No turning red at all. One overtake there. And another overtake here. Yes. So again, you don't have to take all these cuts after you reach the perpetual point. You might not even have to take all of them to reach the perpetual point, but I'd rather reach it and have my clock really full in case I make a horrible mistake, which can happen with this first cut. It sometimes goes horribly wrong. And like that. Ah! So that's why you want your clock really full at all times, because it can take a whole lap to catch up the traffic again. Okay, So let's see what happens here when things do go horribly wrong. Like that. I shouldn't have been doing that. By the time I saw what was going to happen, there was nothing I could do. Let's zoom in. So look at this damage. That is a horribly cracked windshield. I've definitely lost performance on this car. So you're going to notice it's a little more squirrely. I should be more careful. Look at this super clean cut. Beautiful. It does not get better than that. Got back on track with a whole lot. Look at that. Losing it because I had such a nice run of speed going. And then I decided I'm going to take him out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Once you have maximum damage, who cares? You can hit who you want. Look at this, reaching 100 kilometers. Pretty sweet. So yeah, there's no consequences once you have maximum damage. Let's do a little pit maneuver. You can do whatever you want, but you got to be careful. Oh, watch this. Watch some ghost revenge here. I overtook him heading into a corner. Oh boy. I actually had, I've had some nasty accidents because of that. Here I'm trying to take the cut in driver view. It's just too fast for me to do that. And you do have to be careful because eventually the officials start to get into your business.
That was highly illegal.
In a regular race, certainly, but it's an endurance race, and Real Racing 3 says, go as far as you can. Now, you definitely want to keep your clock full because of stuff like that. Oh, it's just so painful, and that was a nasty one. So just watch. That was a full clock. It takes a while to recover. So, I mean, look at this, 173 kilometers. That's quite something. But still, you can definitely do a whole lap here in less time than what I've got. But I want to be careful here. So a little bit of sliding, that's not too bad. I want to keep this really clean. Try not to make more mistakes because you need to recatch that traffic as fast as possible. So I'm definitely going to take the chicane cut coming up here. It might be quicker if I take it right through, but I think with no one in my way, let's just see what happens here. Let's see if I kind of drift my way through it. Oh, hey, catching someone now. Oh, I couldn't get around him. But you'll see that I'll be okay. I'll get the start-finish line, and I really need this cut to go smoothly. If you ruin that first cut 2 times in a row, that's most likely the end of your race. So sometimes you might want to just slow down and take it clean, but then what are you going to do? Like, I'm going to be up around 60 seconds here. No, 47. What am I thinking? Not 60 seconds. So you want to keep this clean. Like that. Textbook, baby. That's a beautiful clean cut. And then full timer again. And this was, I've been trying to do this. Look at that. So I passed someone heading into the cut. That is crazy. Now, triple takeout. This is just fun I have when I'm getting bored. Look at that. 3 cars. I should have looked in the rearview mirror. Now we're getting near the end of this race. I tried taking the cut again in driver view. Oh, it was horrible, but I knew I just needed to, I knew I could finish the lap. So I'm going to freeze it right at 200 kilometers. That's what we're going to call this race. So actual race time, 43 minutes and 4 seconds. Look at this massive amount. Like, that's not 1.4. You just wait and see, because we've got to get my friends bonus in here. But if you add all this together, 32,623 R per minute. That is crazy. Now, if we extract all of that out, 5,825 per minute. I was getting 1,754 fame per minute. If I ran it without the agent, 877. With agent on 100% bonus fame day, 3,508 fame per minute. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, please subscribe, check out some other videos, and I'll see you out there on the track.